I'm originally from Guatemala, which is in Latin America, Central America. And I did a career there in Guatemala, working in the Central Bank of Guatemala, the Superintendency of Banks of Guatemala. That was my first professional job in IT. That's where I also started doing programming, web development. And I moved to Denmark, which is a pretty demanding work environment, let's say, as highly qualified professionals in Denmark, and that pushed me to do more studies here, to do also a master degree in software engineering, which I work now as a software engineer for a broker company, doing all sort of projects around financial instruments, trading, and so on. Very keen on knowing everything about literature, philosophy, and I used to be a semi-professional fighter in Taekwondo, so but I am not doing it anymore. Yeah, I was before I had to commit fully to the university. I've been to world championships. I got a couple of medals in national Taekwondo fights and so on. So yeah, it was not that bad. Well, I have always studied technology since my high school. So the system in Guatemala is that you can take a technology education previous to university. So they prepare you to study engineering or sciences. That's what I took, and decided to go for an engineering degree. I did finish my web development degree in combination Guatemala, Denmark, and that gave me my first job in Denmark, actually. After I moved from the Bank of Guatemala, I worked 3 years in Guatemala in the bank, and then I worked another 3 years in Denmark in the Nordea Bank, which is, I believe, the biggest bank in Scandinavia. And it was highly instructive for me because I was doing the masters while working in the bank. So I have always worked and studied at the same time. And I found that was actually a very good match for me. So I could, leave what I was actually studying and put it in practice. Then when I moved from the bank, I resigned from there to get a new challenges. I started to move around different companies, small companies especially, or doing freelance job. Then I enter again into an enterprise, a big enterprise in Denmark, which is the Post, like the post office, which is a Nordic office now. And also worked there for another 3.5 years and so on. So it's been a long journey. And I decided to take the algorithmic EPAT course because I think automation is really one of the aspects of technology that is up front right now. And having working with banks and being around financial ideas and environments is a natural fit for me to think that, well, I have skills to make algorithms that could potentially work for me, And I started looking around the possibilities, and I found the EPAT curriculum quite interesting, and I think I was not disappointed with the content, the quality of the course, and the results at the end, right? That drove me to the job I have now, that I got the confidence to work properly within the environment of trading, and that's the reason why I changed job after finishing the certification with the EPAT. Well, I think in terms of the time, I am a father of 2 small kids, Of course, the program, the EPAT program is intensive. So in terms of the effort you have to put into it, yeah, it's important. But I think you have to make an evaluation of your effort and what is the result you can get out of it. You know, this benchmark is important to do at the beginning, because it's a job that is in high demand, right? All around technology is in high demand, and if you build up more skills, definitely you will have a better position in your career. In that sense, well, yeah, I think it was challenging, but I also was thinking, yeah, the worst I can get from this is a new job or maybe a company, right? But so there are different tracks you can get from this once you enter the algorithmic trading, because it's automation, and there are some very, very upfront technologies like machine learning, and definitely the financial environment is something that is desirable for someone who has technological skills. The salaries are better, conditions, etc. Yeah, I would say I can talk half an hour about that, but it's not an easy job, let's say, but it's well paid, and treated well in the environment if you comply with your job and so on, right? Well, I think for me, the fact that it was in India meant something for me, because I have had many colleagues from India, and working in Europe for a long time already, I have seen Indian professionals that have quite high quality, and I thought that maybe I should try the standards in India. I have tried the standards in Europe, and yeah, I think that was one of the main ideas. Instead of taking something from the United States or from England, for instance, I wanted to have a deeper contact to what's going on that part of the world. And yeah, well, the contents, I read the contents and I found them interesting when you compare prices versus content and so on. So yeah, for me, that was pretty much the key points to take. In terms of the whole process, is excellent. EPAT is a very high quality course in terms of the materials, in terms of the support you receive from you get feedback, you get your questions answered. If you are in doubt, you get support with the exercises and so on. So I think my experience was good. It was demanding, time demanding for me because of my special situation in my family right now. But I think I definitely can guarantee that if you put enough effort, you will get a very, very good knowledge. And this is going to open some worlds for you, some doors. So I think it's excellent. The seriousness with the whole concept, the whole school is something I appreciate a lot. It's very well organized, and the platform is actually accessible. The materials are well organized. Again, you know where to go if you need something. Of course, you need to consume the content and study and do your work. But I think all in all, my impression is that these people is taking it seriously, that they know what they're doing and they put themselves into it and do the best. So I think the content is extremely good. It's very well organized. The lessons itself, the video recordings is something as you say, one can appreciate in the long run. You can come back to the materials. You have very long videos, very long lessons, and maybe at the time you take the class is really tiring and long, but yeah, once you have it there, you know that you have extensive material, right? So I'm very happy for that. I think the most important when you work with technology or highly difficult subjects is that you try to go to the fundamentals constantly and try small parts all the time and build up without worrying to not having the whole knowledge right away. Learn how to split the problems. It's very important that you understand the goal, but you don't have to have all the knowledge to get to the goal, but you build it up. That to say that it's very common that you think that to start doing something, you have to have the whole set of knowledge, and that is not necessarily true. Because once you do, you learn, and you redo and relearn, and you correct yourself constantly every single day. This is very important because a lot of the frustration when it comes to technology is the lack of patience and the ability to split up the problem. So in short, have your goal, build it up step by step, and don't hesitate to make questions, get support from others. Yeah, so complex problems, small, easy solutions at a time, step by step. When you fail, you're a master. That's it.